Hey guys, it's Lynn Podetti here. Now, in today's episode, you'll be meeting my friend Aurelius. So, I've known Aurelius for many years now, and I actually got inspired by him to start a business online. I actually came across his blog many years ago, and today I'm going to share something really interesting where he's built his business around building digital products. So, it's definitely a time freedom business where you can work anywhere, but he also built a team. Actually, one of his team member was hired through me, and he's still with him today. And so, it's just going to give you another example of how you can use an outsourced team to support a business that allows you to work anywhere. So enjoy this episode. Aurelius, it's so good to have you here.
Yes, thanks for having me, Lynn.
And it's a shame because we live in the same city and we don't catch up enough. I really need to see you in person again.
Nah, it's like only once every 2 years or something.
So Aurelius is such an interesting story where I actually found you online like over 10 years ago or more when I was really craving for a lifestyle of working online and how do I even do it? You know, I was a single mom and I just needed a way out. It's like, how do I get online? And I remember coming across your blog at the time and I don't remember what the articles were about, but I remember it was inspiring and I got in contact with you and I met up with you and that's how we know each other. But take me back even 10 years ago, like how did you even get started on online and working? You know, I think you were blogging at the time, but yet tell the audience what really happened that you got into this path of freedom business.
Yeah, so stems back, I guess, when I was in my teens. I don't know, I was curious, anything that had to do with computers. The first website that I built was based around a gaming clan or a group. So I was the leader of that group. And then I'm like, I'm going to build a website for that clan just so I can, share more info and how to get into the clan. And it was called Quake. So that game, I'm not sure if
no, haven't heard of that.
Watching this, is familiar with it. But it's a first-person shooter. That was the first website that I built, and really grateful that I did that because that led me on to other things, building websites and then doing it for clients. This is after doing a bit of studies. I figured out this wasn't for me, so started doing my own thing, doing a bit of freelance designing websites, selling other stuff, dabbing into different things like eBay, buying things in bulk, reselling it for profit, doing ebooks. That's how it led me to the business that I'm in now. So one of the businesses that I run, we sell white label / private label ebooks and content ranging from social media topics to self-improvement, spirituality, and all that, providing it for creators and coaches, anyone who needs content for their business essentially. And that is kind of running on its own now. It's been running for about 15 years. So that's the bread and butter at the moment. Then I started doing all sorts of things like blogging, trying to build my personal brand and building and teaching people what I know, what I've learned the past 15 years, just because I'm seeing a lot of people having trouble, these coaches and anyone who wants to sell their services or basically turn their knowledge and skills into some sort of monetizable business that they can put online. And because what's important to me, what the values are, family, time, freedom, just like what you talked about. I'm like, I don't want to go to a 9-to-5. I don't want to study. I didn't even go to university. So I'm like, yep, it's either all in on this or not. And of course, along the way, I failed, a lot of mistakes, but you learn along the way. So I'm sharing all my knowledge, what I know, what I've learned with anyone who's interested in learning how to build an online business or digital business. So right now, our main focus is just YouTube, but that's how it evolved from something that I learned back in my teens and now teaching people what I know.
Yeah, it's so interesting. So Aurelius has his own channel and it's rocketing. It's going so well because you do have 15 years of knowledge. And what you just said reminded me of my own journey. So we all want to work online, but there's so many different paths. And it seems like we all try to dabble into the same thing and then we found our own path. So for example, I did have an e-commerce business. I didn't sell on eBay, but I had an e-commerce business and I just realized, oh my God, I'm stuck delivering products. This is not really a lifestyle business. And yes, I try to blog and write stuff and I'm like, oh my God, this is going to take me forever to start earning some income. And I stumbled across outsourcing and now it's a service type business. And that's just my thing because it suits my personality. I love people. Whereas on your end, I guess, what can you share from all the different types of business that you've tried online, right? It's something that you can work from the laptop. And what was it about this ebook business that resonated with you more and you stuck with it more versus what I came across, working with more people?
Oh, plenty of reasons. Like with ebooks or digital products, I did try the physical products path and drop shipping and all that sort of stuff. I just didn't want to deal with the inventory and any orders and returns and things like that. And I just saw digital is the way to go. Digital products, virtual products, whatever you want to call it, digital downloads. I saw it as not only convenient, but also allowing me to be anywhere, anytime, not having to be at home, print the labels, ship it out. And with ebooks, you pretty much can sell it 24/7. You've got your website, that's the 24/7 salesman, and you're selling it basically all year round. And all that needs to be done is really promotion, advertising. Also, of course, the profit margin is huge. Like it's almost like 100%, right? The only fees that you're paying are the PayPal fees or Stripe fees and shopping cart fees. Maybe you're paying maybe $100 a month for that, but it's the way to go, really. And I've always seen it that way. And funny thing is, back then, no one really knew what ebooks were. Now, when you tell people what ebooks are, they kind of have an idea what it is. Like, is it an Amazon Kindle or you read it online on your iPad? I think I kind of launched and talked about ebooks quite early on, but now I'm kind of glad that it's mainstream, that my business has grown as a kind of result of that, which is good news.
Yeah. And just to get people to understand, you actually create ebooks that people can white label and put their own brand and reuse that book. And so they don't even have to, it's almost like outsourcing the ebook to you. And you can choose from so many types of ebooks, right? What do you use the ebooks for? So that just people can understand.
Yeah, so with the private label / private white label ebooks, we sell, by the way, it's at unstoppableplr.com. Most of my customers, you'd be surprised who purchases it. We've got coaches, we've got some well-known people. They use it to save time, so they don't need to go and write content or articles or blog posts or even social media captions, and saving them time, of course, from outsourcing articles or finding a writer or taking the time to write, because the blank screen of death, you've got a blank Word document and you just don't know what to talk about. So we provide the content, we provide the ebooks as well. Typically it's about 50 pages long. So all they need to do really is just buy that package, and then they can brand it, whether they choose to use their author name, being a little more anonymous and using like a pen name, or they could go the path of using their own business name or company name. It's a win-win for everyone. So I saw an opportunity to provide the content because I was already creating ebooks myself. I had a team of writers. I had a team of designers. So I said, let's put something together, a package that we can sell that's kind of, in a way, done for them. So really, download it and then unpack it, edit it, and customize it as much as they want.
Yeah. And what's good is that I think you can make money in any way, but all you have to do is really stick in the game. So you stuck in this ebook game and you just know how to do it inside out. So easy. But when I'm looking into that business, I'm like, I hate writing stuff. Like, I don't even know how I would even do it. Just like I'm sure if you look into my business model, you're like, how do you even handle all these, so many VAs, etc. So I just think that if anyone's listening to this, it's like, don't dabble. Like, at the moment you decide it's a digital online business that you want to try something, but don't give up so soon, because I think I made a lot of mistakes in outsourcing at the beginning. I was like, oh my God, I'm getting ripped off just like everyone else. But somehow I stuck in the game because I kind of enjoyed the people side of things, of creating employment for developing countries. And so that's why I stuck through it, to then go to the other side and become enjoyable. Just like YouTube, I remember hating doing videos. I was like, oh, it's like I can't get my words out and I'm pressing the stop and play button. Is that the same for you, where it wasn't a smooth journey and you kind of now do it like, on the back of your hand? Yeah,
exactly. I could totally relate to a lot of the things you talked about. And with Outsourcing Angel, I guess that's where I actually found one of my VAs that is still currently working with me, and he works on the ebook side of the business and anything else, of course, administrative. But you kind of find your way into the right things that resonate with you, the things that you find interesting. Of course, passion needs to be there. If you wake up and you're not enjoying what you're doing, then it's going to be a lot harder trying to grow the business or work with the clients or customers. Yeah. So it's finding that balance and at the same time honing in on your skills, your expertise, leveraging on that so that you can use that towards the business that you're most interested in.
Yeah, this is an interesting, different way of outsourcing as well, because when people are listening to my channel, they were like, I want to build an agency like yours. And I always say, okay, but you can definitely use outsourcing workers, because definitely moving forward, you would be dumb not to leverage on the labor costs and helping people in developing countries. But you don't always have to create a business model like mine, which is in recruitment. It's like, you deal with people all day long, new people coming in and out. And it's like you have to love people and love people problem to actually enjoy that. But in your case, you definitely have an outsourced team, like you have a team of different people from different countries, but you are servicing a different model where you're actually building up almost a digital product and selling a digital product. And I'm sure in the past you've done services, which is what I'm building out right now. I have a YouTube marketing service, which is I put the team together, but we're delivering a service, right? But using outsourced team. Any, I guess, experience, feedback you have about building your team to provide, using outsourced team or using remote teams to do your business?
Yeah, plenty of lessons. I've never had success finding the right people to do the job, but it all comes back to you as the manager, as a CEO, whoever it is that's training the VAs or outsourced workers. All comes down to training. You got to train them. They don't come in a box knocking on your door and say, hey, I can do everything in your business. I can wear all the hats. You got to train them, take the time out, be patient in working with them, because at the end of the day, they are part of your team. And sharing your vision, of course, is important. If you don't believe in your vision, then they won't as well. So it's good to share that, instill it, and make it a welcoming part with your team. That way they can come to work every day and feeling like they are, contributing towards something. But yeah, it takes some time. And I remember with the VA that I got from you, I still had to train. But, you went through the vetting process.
Yep.
It was up to me to train them because only I know the business. So it's a matter of, creating those video tutorials or documentations or standard operating procedures, and then they can follow that. So it took about a month to train my VA.
Yeah. And so, at the beginning, you were a freelancer because you obviously have the skill set to actually, and I always tell people, sometimes I feel lucky that I don't have any skill sets. I had to outsource from day one. I was like, I don't know how to do anything. So I had to find people. So did it take you a while to leap from doing it yourself, being a freelancer, to like, what, I need a team? Like, what was that shift? Why did you decide to, I need to hire people?
I think it's about work. I don't know, like I've a cliche, but you got to work smarter, not harder. So I found myself working probably 70, 80 hours a week and felt like it's got to be a better way. I didn't go into this business to create a job for myself. I wanted to do it so that I can gain more time, freedom, and spend it with my now daughter. There's plenty of books that I read as well on outsourcing. E-Myth Revisited, that's one of the number one ones, because it teaches you not to, we're all wearing all the hats in the business at the very start. So it's a matter of delegating those positions to someone, because you as the CEO or founder can only focus on so much. So yeah, it's just trial and error. I don't know, like I've come to this point and I feel like I'm still doing a lot. And I feel even with one little task that you can delegate, it takes a whole load off your shoulders.
When you first came to us, you kind of already tried to hire as well, right? And so why didn't it work? And then what did you do different that the moment that you worked with my VA? I guess that there's more successes working with remote teams now, or did you figure something out that's different to what you used to do before?
I think it also comes down, whoever you're hiring, it comes down to their character and their personality. Yeah, because I'd rather have someone who is reliable, honest, rather than talking it up and saying that they can over-deliver, can deliver on time and things like that. Because those things you can really teach. You can teach them on some of the things around the task at hand. But it's more so the personality that I would hire these days. I think with your vetting process, that helped because you found someone who had all those characteristics I was looking for.
Yeah, that's such a good point. Yeah, such a good point, because I think my mistake as well at the beginning, when you're hiring, you're just looking for someone to do the actual work. You're like, just do my work. But you're forgetting that it's a long-term game. If you want a good remote team that's going to help you support your time freedom business, you need someone that you're going to like and that's going to be loyal. And so I would always put their soft skill more important now than the skill set, because you've also trained your VA at the beginning. I'm sure he was just doing basic admin work, and now he's like almost your right-hand man, right?
Yeah, I mean, he knows how to work with WordPress. He knows how to do a bit of Photoshop, a bit of Canva, and of course, answering tickets and how to answer them and things like that. It's got quite a broad knowledge on the tools that we use in our business.
Yeah. And so, many years ago when I first discovered like online work, what I could clearly say is that I was delusional what it really meant. I thought that as long as I can work online on my computer, that's it. But really, it's not freedom until you have a team, right? Like when you're sick or when you're traveling and you have a team, the only freedom that I would say that means something. Do you want to have any opinion on that?
That's a good point. Like we're traveling as well, like that. When you go and travel, let's say for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks at a time, that's where your business vulnerabilities will shine. Like it'll show you, because you're not there, you're like, oh, we've got this problem, we've got this issue, we've got these leaks in the business. Without you, that helps in a way when you're away. And then that's where definitely a team comes in. And you got to have someone to do those tasks if you're not there.
Yes, exactly. Tell me a little bit about because you said you help coach people as well. And you said you kind of help them, brain dump their knowledge as expertise and turn it to business something. Yeah, share with us, because I know people watching this, they're kind of in that stage as well, that they want to start something. And I'm like, I want them to figure out things, but also just don't do things because someone else is doing it. Find something that's truly you, but be smart at how you use outsourcing teams. So you can use teams for anything, but how do you put it together in a way that suits your kind of passion and experience or expertise? So yeah, do you kind of help with that?
Yeah, with the consulting coaching calls, usually they come to me because they have these skills, they have this knowledge, and they want to turn it into some sort of business, right? They're not looking for any get-rich-quick schemes, which is not what I teach anyway. It's more so being aware of what your skills are, and then I'm there to tell them how to convert it, right? Using the right platforms, using the right tools, and giving them a strategy so that they can follow. So let's say they have this skill on woodworking, right? And then how do I now create an online course about it? So I'll go in there and I'll share with them a strategy on how to basically create a curriculum, for instance, for an online course. And then what's the platform that you can use to go and sell it and then promote it and market it? One example I've got is a case study is this guy who basically he's an expert. He's a baker, he's a chef, and he specializes in sourdough bread making, sourdough Duffy. So he's one of my students. Just one little advice that I gave to him, because he launched his teachable online course. And within, I think, 4 days, he made about 20 grand in sales just from that launch. So he sold a course on sourdough making, first online course. It actually wasn't created. So he pre-sold it and shared on his sales page what the course will entail. And so people sign up, students will enroll. And then once it's ready, which is a month, after when he actually sold it, that's when when the students were able to take it. So they gave him like a month to create the content. So that's a great way to pre-sell without having to create your video components, your course in advance. That way you don't need to procrastinate on creating. So that's just one case study with one of my coaching students. And yeah, other people, they're creatives, they're creators, they're YouTubers. They want to learn the process. And I'm just in there giving them the lessons that I learned myself.
Yeah. Let's talk about YouTube actually. So obviously, as a business owner, you have to put so many hats on. At first when you're starting out, you're just trying to figure out what service you're going to deliver and get it done. And then eventually you've got a great product. You really need to start getting yourself out there. And this is where I've decided a few years ago, okay, YouTube is my platform. Well, Aurelius, what made you decide YouTube? And please share with us your journey so that we can learn something from, because ultimately, we are the brand of our business, and to get the words out there, you're going to have to get out there. Even if you're shy, you've got to get over it. And it's one of those things you have to master the skill at if you want to succeed in business, right? And so, yeah, let's talk about your YouTube journey.
Yeah, that's right. So I posted my first video, it was way back in, 2006 or something. I think even before YouTube started. I think it was called Google Video. I'm not sure if you remember.
No, it was Google Video. Oh, God.
And then I think Google bought YouTube or something. I don't know, one of them. And yeah, it was just for fun. But it was more so just posting a training video for my customers on how to do a specific thing, like edit a web page or one of those videos and then never took YouTube seriously. So that video was left there. I did gain maybe 1,000 subscribers from that. And then 2.5 years ago, before pandemic and stuff, I decided let's try YouTube, because I was trying to post content, teach people and share some content online, right? And I did try blogging. I did try some things on.
Is blogging dead now? Because I know back then you're such a great content writer. I love your blog back then. Is blogging still good or?
I personally haven't done it in a while. I think there is a place for blogging, for that type of content, if you want to keep things a bit more permanent and on your own platform, rather than
true. YouTube is your own. Yep.
Yeah. So I think blogging is but I do want to post more content that's a bit more permanent. I guess with YouTube, 2.5 years ago, I posted a video. I'm like, let's go and start posting consistently. So I made it a challenge for myself. I'm like, yep, just at least one video a week. If I can't do that, then I don't know what other platform to use. And I figured, because I already have 1,000 subscribers there, why not go back and start posting? So I did. And at the start, I didn't know what I was talking about. I was all over the place. I thought, let's just talk about business. Let's talk about entrepreneurship. But doesn't work.
Yes, because sounds like me as well. Yes.
You're trying to appeal to everyone, but at the end of the day, you're appealing to no one. And I think there's a quote on that. So it took a lot of time to find my niche, as they say. And I figured, let's just talk about the things I'm really good at, that I have skills in. And that is with digital products, with ebooks, creating designs, on Canva. And that led me to a couple of videos. So it's all about experimenting and seeing what gets engagement, what gets views. Those types of metrics will give you an indication on, what types of content to keep posting about. It doesn't have to be about that. Of course, you got to sometimes post things that you actually love doing. Otherwise, this YouTube game really is going to burn you out. Yeah. So 2.5 years on, we're at 100,000 subscribers, and the first 10,000 actually took about a year to grow. So it felt like
forever. Yeah.
But from 10,000 to 100,000, that only took a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you think YouTube does? Are you getting better at the game, or is YouTube just boosting you up more and you just kind of like kick into gear and you're in a different club now?
Yeah, the algorithm's one thing. It's a really deep topic we could talk about the algorithm. But I think once you start posting content and posting on a regular recurring kind of theme or topic, let's say you talk about woodworking, right? Let's use that example again. Then YouTube will start learning about what your channel's about. So then you kind of gain a bit more authority. And that's one of the factors, definitely not one of the big ones, one of the biggest ones, but it does look at that. And so whenever you do create content around, let's say, woodworking, then they will most likely recommend your video as opposed to someone who perhaps only posted one video on woodworking. But just keep posting. Consistency definitely matters, and that's what everyone says. Right?
So my learning from you is that focus on something that you can teach, that is an expertise of yours and not just about a bit of your passion, like some other lifestyle things, right? So you went down the path of business, but then you went even more niche in a digital product or something that, because like me, I have a holistic view of business. I'm like, hey, you need to have a family life and a great thing to make sure that you are a happy entrepreneur. But I now have got to the same place where I'm like, okay, I can't really talk about all things related to entrepreneurship. Yeah. My audience actually really love to learn more about, I guess, specifically business within outsourcing or how to use outsourcing. And so you're saying that if I consistently stick around that topic, then YouTube will reward me more than if you'll find me content about Facebook ads, marketing, because obviously I have interviews. I interview people because I'm like, you need to know all these topics, right? Because in my mind, I'm like, you got to grow a business if you don't understand a bit of this, a bit of that. But is this where I'm doing it wrong?
I don't think there's a right wrong, but there's a way, like my approach, if I were to tell myself back then when I started, right, I would say, hone in on that niche, that topic. And I think that's, for me, the fastest way to growth. And then from there, you can perhaps expand on other topics once you've built a bit more traction, that audience. You can go and start, talking about different topics. I think people will keep following you for you because of your personality.
Yeah.
They like you, they trust you. And so let's say right now I start talking about some other topic. I think that I'm passionate about. Let's say we do tech reviews or, physical tech reviews. I think some of my audience would follow me, but then some, of course, would unsubscribe because they have no interest in it. Yeah, right now, if you want to start building or growing your YouTube channel, I think honing in on that specific topic makes you stands out, because at the end of the day, you want to create that blue ocean for yourself rather than talking about all these different things.
Yeah. And so what are the benefits that you've been able to gain now that you've reached 100,000? So I would say my first 1,000 was super slow because I went even more sidetracked than you. I started vlogging about my life, thinking that it was interesting. And then, the last 3,000, it was like, you can see it progressing. It jumps a lot faster, but man, it's way, slower than what you've done. But I'm grateful that I can generate leads still from it. People find me on there, and surprisingly, they find me on LinkedIn because of YouTube, and then find a way to get in contact with me. But what other benefits have you been able to achieve from using YouTube for your business?
Even back when I had 3,000 subscribers, I started getting brand deals, right? That's one of the things that you can benefit from. So it's not about, once I reach 100,000 or whatever, that's when I'll start getting brand deals, or I can charge, all this amount that you want to charge for. But that's one of the benefits, really. Brands and sponsorships, you can gain an audience. With that audience, it's up to you. You can start monetizing in several ways. You can build an online course. You can do consulting, coaching, which is what I do, and build a community, perhaps a paid community, or open up a Facebook group. Talk about your topic in depth so that you can take that conversation from your YouTube videos to somewhere where they can actually talk to other community members, because YouTube's quite limited. People comment there and then they can reply. It's quite static. So that's the community aspect. Of course, there's YouTube ads, AdSense, or Google AdSense, that is. You start monetizing in that way where ads show on your videos. Of course, the more views you get, the more you get paid. And that depends as well on your niche, your topic. If you're in the financial niche, for instance, you're going to get paid a lot more than someone who is in a hobby niche. That's a couple of factors, but plenty of other ways. I mean, affiliate links, just to name Amazon associates, so recommending products that are on Amazon, merch, all that kind of stuff. But if you're not talking about money side, I think the impact as well, you're teaching people, you're helping.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another benefit. Really.
Yeah. And you reach an audience that you would not normally reach, because if you're on LinkedIn, it's only showing to people that you're connected to, or Facebook that people know of you. But YouTube, it's searchable. So do you remember Philip, my husband, found me on YouTube, right? So you can also gain a lover. If you're single, you can also find a husband if you're on YouTube.
I mean, one of my good friends, he met me on YouTube. He found one of my videos, and then I talked about, I think I mentioned that video. I said, I'm going to be at this event, this seminar in Sydney. Then he met me there, and then we're really good friends. So, you
got to get yourself out there. You never know who's watching it. And what's good is it's evergreen content. It just sits there forever. And some of the top videos for me are the ones that generates the most subscribers. So it's almost like you could make a great hit movie, and that's all it takes for that video to keep doing all the work for you, right?
Yeah, like that's another topic in itself. Like you create a video, but it's not just creating the video and then moving on to another. You've got that video and it stays on your channel for the life of your channel. People can, it's like you said, it's searchable. YouTube's the second largest search engine in the world. And if you, of course, optimize your video for search, then your videos can stay up there for many years to come. And a lot of my videos, they still rank number one or on the top of the search results for the search terms. So it kind of builds this snowball effect.
Yeah. And do you also feel like because it's a long form content, you're building a deeper connection, right? Because if you're just teasing people on social media with a photo or with a little 1 minute snippet, they kind of never really got to know you. But YouTube, somehow it's like you spent 15 minutes with that person, or you binge watch multiple videos. It's like you spent hours and hours with that person. It's a different relationship, do you feel?
It is. I mean, there are different platforms. You got to respect the different platforms. Like TikTok, you've got 15-second clips, and YouTube, long form, which is what I like. I like to spend a bit more time, creating because of the format of my videos. They are video tutorials. So I'm going to have to spend maybe 10 minutes explaining, but it does build a relationship. There's a difference between TikTok and short form videos and longer form videos. You've got shallow content, which is TikTok, but there's a place for it, of course. And TikTok overtook YouTube in terms of watch time. People are spending, or session time. People are spending more time on TikTok than they are on YouTube. So if they're spending, let's say, 10 minutes on average on TikTok versus watching one video on YouTube, then that's perhaps, still building that relationship and with the audience.
With TikTok, they're scrolling more, like going from one to another. Like it's not loyalty. I just feel like YouTube, it's like there's a longer relationship between the person. Even if they did watch you for the first 2 hours of their life and they subscribe and they might not come back, but still it was a long time with you versus a quick hello, meeting someone.
Yeah. I mean, we could argue about this for a long time, but
because whenever I get messages, DM or something, I just feel like they're just throwing their heart out more because I feel like, I've been really watching your video and you've really taught me things. But it's hard to like you said, you teach people on YouTube long form, so people are like, oh my god, so much value, it's for free, what the hell,
I guess you could translate. I guess sometimes length does equal, I guess, more quality, or more value. It just depends what you teach. But if you can talk about that topic or that whatever you're trying to explain in 5 minutes as opposed to 20 minutes, then
And talking about that, were you this perfect from day one? Because I know what happened is when people look at it, they're like, of course you can do YouTube because you're pretty or you're confident or you're, but I was like, no, have you seen my old videos? I was horrible. I didn't know what to say. Did you not see my, no eyebrows and stuff like that? And so what would you say about people going, no, but I can't because I'm shy. I don't look good. I don't know what to say. Where were you at?
Good point. Because I consider myself very introverted. My wife doesn't like it when I talk about introverts versus extroverts, but definitely I like to be behind the scenes. Like I've never wanted to be in front of the camera, but it does take some courage. It does take some, kind of guts to go on and just kind of face your fears and think more about making an impact or that passion of yours, as opposed to thinking about yourself and doubting yourself. It will happen, of course. It's inevitable that you'll feel self-doubt. You'll face imposter syndrome, which is something I still am not over, even after doing over 180 videos, I think. It's still hard.
Yeah, I think it comes down to us being Asian and we're Australian. We're very you're too shy.
But you do build confidence because you kind of perfect your system, your structure of your videos. You know how to edit. You know what to say next time. As I say, you get better with each video. Like Roberto Blake, he likes to say, you got to make 100 crappy videos. And that's not taken literally, but more so, don't worry about being perfect at the start. It's more about getting the videos out there, and then don't judge yourself from that first video that you do, because many people that go on YouTube, that make the mistake of posting that video and then wondering why haven't they gotten the views or the comments. So don't judge yourself based on that first few videos. More so, let's make 100 videos, make it something to aim for, and then see from there, right?
Yeah.
Don't quit, essentially. Don't quit after the first video. Quit. Don't determine that. So consistency definitely matters and persistence, that is.
Yeah. And this reminds me of your first comment that the beginning of the interview is about no rich, quick scheme. Even if it's YouTube, it's not about getting there fast so that you could get to some sort of destination. No, you're building a brand and, making an impact, and that's where the result comes in. In business as well, there is no such thing as I'm going to do a course and then all of a sudden this guy's going to make me money. Now you learnt the strategy, but you got to do the work. So any last, I guess, piece of advice you want to give to people about, maybe one of those quotable things that you want to share before we end the show?
Yeah, I've got one. What's obvious to you is amazing to others. So that kind of helped me in this creative space where you're creating content. When you think something sounds obvious to you, let's say, oh yeah, I know how to do this thing, but why would someone want to know how to do this? You'd be surprised. That's why I created these tutorials online, and people are thanking me. They're grateful that I posted this kind of thing. Yeah, But to me, yeah, it is obvious.
That is so good. Yes, that is exactly what I've experienced in life, where you almost have to go to the basics, and because you think you have to think of something amazing and out there, but it's already in you and you take it for granted. And once you figure it out, you're like, damn, I should have done it in the first place.
That's kind of helped me along the way.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Aurelius. It's always fun talking to you. You're so humble. No matter what happens, you're always this nice guy that I've known. So thanks for being on the show, and we'll catch up again soon.
Thanks so much, Lynn. Great to be here.
Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, let me know and give me a thumbs up or subscribe. But otherwise, if you want to watch more videos on how to achieve time freedom, I have some more here for you.